Hi, it is Mike here, pensioner upon permaculture, and we are in transition between spring and mud season. You can see the transition happening there. Snow and mud and ice. Isn't that nice? It is. So, but anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. Just briefly, I'm going to try to make some shorter videos because I keep getting these big, massive 10-15 minute long videos, and they're taking me longer than a week to do with the time that I have. We're trying to move into the house in a month and a half. I'm also can be long-winded, so I'm editing out a lot that you don't see. Be thankful for that, believe me. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was our Christmas tree, which is right here. This was our first Christmas tree off of our land. The bottom half of the tree's over there, still growing. This paid the ultimate sacrifice. But there's something interesting. When it was really, really cold here, maybe the coldest day or darn near close, it was negative 30 Celsius. Not sure what that was in Fahrenheit. But this guy, we cut him down and we drilled the hole there for the type of stand that we have. And Christmas is such an ancient tradition. It's something that we've always celebrated, and it's an important family holiday for us. So our tree, especially being from our own land and our first year on our land and building our homestead, had some extra special emotional value. So we consider it a living, although this guy's dead now, a living creature from the land, a farm worker, if you will. And we honor it that way. So while I was driving from our rented apartment in the farm that we're renting now, on that very cold day, negative 30, there's a hill that comes down, you pick up a little speed, and the tree blew out. So I stopped and I went back to get it, and the truck was, maybe 400 feet away, and I was just too cold. I was a little underdressed, and so I just kind of kicked it out of the way of the road because people are barreling out of Canada, their trucks and everything right over that hill you can't see, so I didn't want anybody to get hurt, especially with that ice on the road. So there it sat until yesterday, and this was December, right after December. Obviously December 25th is Christmas now. So yeah, so it blew off the side of the road, and I was too cold to drag it back to the truck, plus the traffic coming over, and there was ice, so I just left it on the side of the road, and there it sat. And I told it every time I drove by, I'm gonna come get you, I'm gonna get you, you're not gonna be abandoned. So waited for the snow to melt. Here it is, and there's our tree. So it's back, and I'm placing it. Now it's gonna be reused, of course, on the farm. And it's not just a spiritual thing, it's just that's material, that's good material. It's pine, so it's acidy, and I'm standing here in the future and present blueberry patch. We do actually have a few blueberries that Jen has put in. They like acidy soil, so we're gonna cut up the tree and put it in there. So anyway, that's the story of our Christmas tree from 2017. It's a nice spring day. We're gonna head down to New Hampshire to go see Amber at college and hang out with her, with the cool kids, and the ponds are melting, and it's beautiful here. It's springtime. Hi. So one more thing I want to say. We're going to do hardwood floors. We got hardwood floors from the farm that we're staying at, and so made a video about me dragging them uphill in the sled. About half of them, not all of them, that I was able to get up with the truck eventually. So here they all are back here. So what I did is I went ahead and sorted them all by size because I needed to calculate what an accurate calculation of the square footage for each size. Now these are probably from the 60s or 70s, I'm thinking, manufactured in Canada, so right next door to our neighbor. So I counted them all up and then measured the length, and they're all 3¼ inches. And So then I did this square footage, total square footage in inches, divided by 144, and end up with 371 square feet, which is nice. So we have to divide that up basically between 2 rooms. We were hoping to do some hardwood in here as well in the big room, but we're just really not gonna have enough. I have basically, after I counted up, I did the square footage for each room. It's gonna be this room, the chef's suite, this bedroom here, including the closet, and I did my calculations here, and we end up with a total of 120 square feet in this room. And then upstairs is a total of 170 square feet. I forget, let's see. So then the upstairs, this is the second room, 165 square feet up in this room. So this will be Jen's office, with a, nice window here to look at the woods, and a door to get out to her private balcony. And also that's the secret entrance to the India room upstairs. That's my office. Also, we're gonna do this, and this is just 20 square feet. 21 square feet. So these boards have a history to them. There's a family that for many years walked on these every day, good days, bad days, happy days, muddy days, wet days, dry days, cold days, hot days, etc., etc. You could see just like each scrape was a human event. Somebody just walking. It seems, mundane, but just, I can't help but think about the history here before I actually sand it all off. But these boards, like, what is this scratch here? Like, what happened that day? When was that? Was that the day Elvis died in 1977? I don't know why I picked that. That's kind of random. Maybe that's not an important thought, but yeah, I can't help but think about that. Anyway, so before I erase that history that's preserved in the varnish, I just wanted to respect it, if that makes sense. It was an American family, all the trials and tribulation, a farm family, a Vermont family, a Northeast Kingdom family, so it's local. It's a local history, and I also look forward to us putting our own history in it, our family. In the future, I'm gonna erase the varnish and then put on a new varnish, and then we're gonna very likely start scratching it up right away. So I just wanted to make that note, but it's exciting because we're kind of moving on to floors. I have many projects going on. This is my first general contracting job, my first house. We've really focused on the quality of what we have in here. But now we're kind of running into that situation where, we're kind of out of money and working with what we have, and we're just gonna have a certain amount of income to use for this. We're kind of still working off our tax return, which was nice this year because of what we spent last year. So that's what's going on. So that's the story of the floorboards. So now what I have to do is, kind of by percentage, like the room upstairs, that's 165 square feet, is about 40% of the total square footage and boards that we have. So I have to not only divide that up, I want to space it out so that I don't have too many big boards in the one room and not the other. So I'm kind of taking 40% of each pile for the 2 big rooms, and for that one, and then splitting things up that way, especially with the bigger boards, the bigger quality boards, and then I'm going to even spread those out a little bit. But I don't have a lot of time to get it perfect, so I'm just going to kind of start throwing down boards, nailing them in with the history, although that's all jumbled now. It's reassembled. This probably looked like this in the factory, at some point back in the 60s, 70s, I'm not sure, but so they're back again. The boards are reconfigured back into some order. And we're going down to see Amber in New Hampshire, yay! So that's what's going on. And that's our floorboards. Voila.